Koh Samui is one of Thailand's most beautiful islands, but most visitors barely scratch the surface. In this video, I'll show you 10 experiences that can take your Koh Samui trip to the next level. From hidden island escapes to sunset viewpoints and VIP experiences that most people don't even know exist. And if you want to see where everything is, you can download my free Koh Samui map from the link below. Number 10. Most visitors to Koh Samui never venture far beyond the beaches, and that means they're missing a completely different island altogether. The interior is rugged, jungle covered, and packed with things most beach goers never find, like waterfalls, temples, and mountain viewpoints looking out across the coastline and the surrounding islands. The best way to unlock the island's mountainous terrain is by riding through the mountains in an open-air 4x4 on a half or full-day tour of the island. Along the way, you'll usually hit highlights like Magic Buddha Garden, a fascinating collection of stone statues hidden deep in the jungle, and Namoang Waterfall, one of the most beautiful waterfalls on the island. But half the fun is the journey itself. The reason you need a 4x4 to explore is because the island is so hilly and so steep that a car would never be able to make it to these places. And trust me, it's pretty terrifying as you race up these steep hills. If you are looking to explore Samui beyond the beaches, this is the way to do it. Number 9. Koh Samui is home to some of the best beaches in the country, but which beach you base yourself on matters more than most people realize, and it's a decision worth making before you book your hotel. Chaweng is the main beach and most well known. It's a long stretch of white sand with beach clubs, restaurants, and bars running all the way along it. If you're looking for a place with a lot of energy, this is probably the place to stay. Pho Put is another lively beach area with a lot going on. My only issue with this beach is when I was here, I felt the sand was a little bit rougher and rockier than the other areas, which made it not great for relaxing on, but there's still plenty of bars and restaurants nearby here. Chong Mong sits up in the northeast corner of the island and feels like a completely different world. It's home to some of the best luxury hotels on Samui, and the beach itself is lined with laid-back beach restaurants and cocktail bars with a much more chill and refined atmosphere. If you want beautiful beaches without the party scene, this is a great shout. And Lamai is one that tends to fly under the radar. It's further away from the airport, so less people tend to venture over here, but it's got a relaxed, unhurried feel to it. And if you want somewhere that feels a little less discovered, Lamai is worth a look. Just make sure you're choosing the beach with the right vibe for your trip. Number 8. One of the most unique spots on Koh Samui has to be the island's famous Golden Buddha. Sitting right on the coastline in the north of the island, it's one of Koh Samui's most recognizable landmarks and easily one of the best viewpoints on the island. Now, by this point in your trip, you've probably already seen a few temples, and what makes this one special is its location. The temple sits directly beneath the flight path into Koh Samui Airport, so you'll see planes flying low overhead, making for some pretty incredible photos. And once you've finished exploring, there are a few great cafes nearby. We stopped at the Capybara Cafe just next door for a coffee afterwards, which was a really interesting experience. You have to pay for your entry, but you're given food to feed the capybaras and meerkats inside. Number 7. Samui's best night market runs along the beachfront in Pho Put on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights. What makes this night market stand out is the setting. It's held in the heart of Fisherman's Village, a beautifully restored old fishing village filled with traditional wooden shop houses, boutique shops, and beachfront restaurants. What really stood out to me here was the quality of the local artwork. One of the coolest things I found here were these beautifully crafted elephants, monkeys, and dragons made from old mooring ropes that had once been used by fishing boats. I thought it was a really creative way of repurposing something so tied to the island, and unlike a lot of generic souvenirs you can find elsewhere, these felt unique to Koh Samui. Personally, I'm not much of a shopper myself though, so luckily this night market has a lot more going on. The entire street comes alive with food stalls, live music, street performers, creating a much more charming and atmospheric experience than a typical night market. And at 99 baht for a cocktail, you can't go wrong with the drinks prices here. Number 6. Once you've finished exploring Fisherman's Village Night Market, don't head back to your hotel just yet. Just a few minutes walk away from the beach, you'll find Koh Tams, home to the biggest and best fire show in all of Thailand. You can find fire shows on beaches all over Thailand, but most of them are 1 or 2 performers spinning fire for a few minutes. Here you've got up to 10 performers at a time with huge flames shooting in the air and fireworks and sparklers to the works. Grab a beanbag on the sand, order a cocktail, and watch the show unfold right in front of you. And if you're feeling brave enough, you can even get involved in the activities yourself. The show runs twice each night, but it's so popular that it's worth making a reservation in advance. Number 5. One thing that Koh Samui does better than everywhere else in Thailand is beach clubs. A beach club is a bar, restaurant, and swimming pool all rolled into one. When I visited, one of my favorite beach clubs was White Elephant. Unlike some of Samui's party-focused beaches, this one had a bit more of a laid-back atmosphere, making it quite good for families. We spent the entire day here just relaxing by the pool and ordering food. To get the best spots, you'll either need to pay for the sun lounger or meet the minimum spend requirement, but that's usually easy to do if you plan to stay for a few hours. Later in the evening though, once I'd managed to escape dad duties for a few hours, I headed over to EPIC Bar. The vibe here was completely different, much bigger, much livelier, and definitely not for families. It features a huge swimming pool, great music, and even a fire show after dark. It's definitely one of the coolest bars that I've ever visited in Thailand. But these are just two that I found. Samui has them dotted all over the island, and if you want to find even more beach clubs along with the best restaurants, viewpoints, and beaches on the island, download my Koh Samui map from the link below. Number 4. Thailand is famous for its massages, but Koh Samui takes things a step further. As one of the country's most luxurious destinations, it's packed with world-class spas that are worth visiting, even if you never book a treatment. During my visit, I spent an afternoon at the Amantara Spa, and this is one of the most beautifully designed that I've ever seen. With its lily-pad gardens, peaceful walkways and treatment rooms surrounded by elegant pink walls and tropical greenery, this place feels a million miles away from the outside world. In fact, this spa is so beautifully designed, it was actually one of the filming locations for the White Lotus TV show set on the island. But again, that's just one option. Next time I'm on the island, one place high on my list is Tamarind Springs. Nestled amongst waterfalls and rainforest, it has a natural steam cave and spa facilities built right into the jungle. And it definitely looks like one of the most unique places that I've ever seen. Number 3. Koh Samui's beaches get a lot of attention, but the island's most jaw-dropping views are found hundreds of feet above them. Hidden in the mountains are a collection of viewpoint restaurants where dinner comes with a sunset that you'll never forget. On my last visit, I visited the Sky Lounge, a Jamaican-inspired restaurant with fantastic food, cocktails, and panoramic views stretching across the coastline. This was the perfect place to watch the sun disappear over the Gulf of Thailand, and it was one of my favorite evenings that I had here. In fact, I enjoyed it so much that we came back another night to try a different restaurant, this time Highland Paradise, a treehouse-style restaurant perched high in the hills. The views here were even more dramatic, with jungle-covered mountains dropping away towards the ocean in the distance. Plus, the Thai food here was excellent, and the cocktails were great. We only planned to come up to these viewpoints once, but we enjoyed it so much we came back again. Number 2. But to really find out why people travel halfway around the world to come to Koh Samui, you need to hop on a boat and explore the nearby islands, which are some of the most stunning in the world. Ang Thong Marine Park is a protected national park made up of 42 jungle-covered islands. It has towering cliffs, hidden lagoons, and emerald green seas that feel a world away from the busier beaches of Samui. One of the highlights is the famous viewpoint on Koh Talap. After a short but steep climb, you'll be rewarded with a breathtaking panorama of dozens of islands scattered across the ocean. Easily one of the most spectacular views in Thailand. You also get the chance to visit the Emerald Lake, a hidden saltwater lagoon surrounded by dramatic limestone cliffs. But it's also home to some of the best snorkeling around Samui, with colourful coral reefs and huge schools of tropical fish swimming just beneath the surface. Most people come back from this day trip talking about it as one of the best things they did in their entire Thailand trip. Number 1. But if you're looking for one of the quirkiest day trips in all of Thailand, then you need to head to Pig Island. Officially known as Koh Samui, the island is famous for its friendly pigs that roam freely along the beach, happily posing for photos and wandering down to the ocean to swim. No one expects to find pigs living on a tiny tropical island, which is exactly why the place has become so popular. Over the years, the pigs have become part of the island's identity, and it has become one of Koh Samui's most unusual attractions. Pig Island is more than just pigs. The island itself is beautiful, making it a great spot to chill out for a few hours. Many tours combine Pig Island with snorkeling stops and a visit to the nearby Koh Tan, giving you a mix of wildlife, beaches, and time in the water, making it the perfect day trip from Samui. And if you're heading to Bangkok before you head to Samui, check out this video here where I put together the top 10 experiences that you can't miss in the city. And don't forget to download the free Koh Samui map that has everything marked out for you, with all the best bars, restaurants, and viewpoints all in one place, ready to go. Link in the description.